What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. We got a quick one here, but we're just gonna gloat about Emily Thornberry's performance in the Labour leadership race. As I'm sure most of you are aware, she has only had 3 nominations from MPs within the Labour Party as it stands, putting her second from bottom, with only Clive Lewis currently sitting below her on just 1. And as you can see on the screen there, Keir Starmer is already up there on 42, with Rebecca Long-Bailey, Jess Phillips and Lisa Nandy pulling up behind them. Essentially meaning Emily Thornberry's chances of winning this race are over before they even started. And to be honest, I'm not surprised, given the multitude of things she's done against the electorate that any MP with half a brain cell would know backing her would be career suicide.
Yeah.
Emily, in November 17, in an interview with The Guardian, you said, I quote, "I don't think we should be undermining our democracy. You just can't do it. You just can't do it."
That's
and
right.
Now you want to stop Brexit completely. You want to campaign for Remain. So that actually makes you a liar.
Well,
Well, she appeared on BBC Radio 4's Today programme earlier, of course talking about the Iran-USA situation, which I'm not going to deal with in this video, as that horse has been well and truly flogged on YouTube. But during her little interview on BBC Radio 4, she was asked about her piss-poor performance in the Labour leadership race, which, as you would expect, was picked up swiftly by the express.co.uk. So we'll take a quick look at some of the article there, and of course the clip from her on BBC Radio 4 earlier, where she completely ignores the question about her performance in the Labour leadership race, and instead decides to talk about Australian wildfires like that has anything to do with it, which, as you will see in the Express, people pick up on quite quickly. It headlines, Emily Thornberry sparks outrage after trying to detract from humiliating leadership polls. Emily Thornberry faced a harsh backlash for deflecting when she was questioned about her disappointing place in the Labour leadership polls, as she said the Australian fires show how the job is likely to be framed, because I guess that has something to do with it. Only, of course, in her mind. Emily Thornberry was asked about her thoughts on the Labour leadership contest, as she remains at the bottom of the latest polls. She's not actually at the bottom now, but she's not far off it. The Shadow Foreign Secretary highlighted her experience in the Shadow Cabinet meant she would be good in the role. Obviously, as you know, that wasn't what she was asked, but this is Emily Thornberry. She doesn't care what mere peasants or indeed the BBC ask her, she'll say what she wants and we'll have to listen, because she's smarter than you, remember. Speaking to BBC Radio 4's Today programme, Miss Thornberry said, "I think we've got a few more days to go." You know what, rather than me reading it, let's actually listen to it from the horse's mouth.
And finally, just to return to domestic politics before we let you go, you're one of the leadership candidates for the Labour Party. We know now some of the MPs that have been nominating. Are you disappointed that you seem to have, fewer than 5 so far supporting you?
Well, I think we've got a few more days to go. The ballot closes at 2:30 on Monday. I have a number of people who have pledged to support me, and I'm out there making the argument. Let's see what happens. But I think, these current events and obviously the fires in Australia do tend, I think, show how the job of the leader of the Labour Party is likely to be framed, and indeed the job of a Labour Prime Minister is likely to be framed. We need somebody who has experience, as I have had for the last 3 or 4 years, of looking in detail at the security of Britain and our relationships with the rest of the world, and it would be good to have someone with that experience on the stage and in the mix in the debate about who should be leader of the Labour Party.
Emily Thornberry, thank you.
Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, that was complete dribble and not related to her performance in the Labour leadership polls, which is what this article and of course the question was about. I mean, I don't know in what world she actually thinks talking about the Australian wildfires is going to help her win the Labour leadership contest. She is not trying to appeal to Twitter or some teenagers here, she is actually trying to appeal to Labour MPs. and given they all heavily support the climate change policies that Labour have put forward, she's not really separating herself from anyone else, and like I said, it's absolutely irrelevant to the Labour leadership contest, which, as I'm sure surprises no one, was a theme of social media users that The Express has been reporting on, and I'm guessing the reason why they wrote the article that I started this video with, because they wrote, but on social media, users questioned why she deflected and spoke about the Australian fires, as of course I did, and anyone with half a brain cell who listened to the interview live. Another one said, what on earth do fires in Australia have to do with the Labour leadership election? Obviously, absolutely nothing. But she has no excuse for why she's doing so piss poor, because of course she can't see the obvious, which is, she's a cunt. It continued, another added, Shadow Foreign Secretary Emily Thornberry on BBC, just repeating what she's heard on news bulletins. No insights or viewpoints. Well, I'm sure if she gave her insights or her viewpoints, they probably wouldn't help her situation any more than this. So she probably did the right thing by just babbling on a load of bullshit, as we heard during that short clip. Miss Thornberry is last in the polls as Sir Keir Starmer has taken a huge lead early on against rivals Rebecca Long-Bailey and Jess Phillips, as we all know and we discussed earlier. It comes as Miss Thornberry faced the backlash of who actually cares. Because I'll tell you what, I certainly don't, because I'm sick of listening to her rabbit on about Iran versus the USA. If I'm honest, she likely knows less than we do. But you could imagine if she did actually win the Labour leadership contest, the Prime Minister's questions that would follow it. Anytime Boris Johnson, or anyone else for that matter, asked her a question that she couldn't answer without making herself look like an idiot, she would probably just blame wildfires in another country, or anything that comes to mind. Whatever happens to be going on that day, I guess, would be fair game for her, because that's what it seems by this Radio 4 interview that she gave earlier. And to be honest, is probably no different than what we could expect from the rest of the Labour leadership candidates. Personally, I back any one of them for Labour leader, because it guarantees that none of them or their crazy ideology ever gets into power in this country. Long may it continue, if you ask me. But on that note, I will end the video there, guys. Like I said, it was just a short one. Before I go, in my spare time, I'm going to start uploading videos to my gaming channel, as well as doing live streams on there, where you guys can come and chat with me. If you are interested in supporting me over there, the link will be in the video description and as a pinned comment. So I hope to see you there. As always, before I go, I do want to thank our PayPal, Patreon, Subscribestar and YouTube members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe with the notification bell and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.
Ramon! Ramon!